Islam, family. Let's get straight to it. This is, I got different platforms, but this is Dr. Bay here with Moorish thought, sharing knowledge, wisdom, over and understanding into the science of self. Okay? Let me properly present myself as the authority here on this platform. All rise and stand and remain standing into perpetuity. This is a sovereign, living, ancient, Article 3, Moorish American, Al-Moroccan Consular Court action. I am Chief Justice Duran Edward Murrow Bay, in Capitis Diminutio Nolo, in red ink, in proper prio persona sui juris, in proper prio solo, and in proper prio heredis. I am the law, I am the government, I am we the people, we the Moorish Americans, Moorish American nationals, excuse me. I want to read a particular thing here. Let me just say this. We, the Moorish American nationals, are the heirs, the sovereigns, the creditors, the true possessors of earth. Okay? We are the original indigenous, sovereign, ancient, Al-Moroccan, Moorish American ascendants of the great pharaohs of Kemet and of the ancient Moabites and Canaanites. Our full faith, and trust, our allegiance, our credit, and our energy are hereby vested in ourselves, for we are the people who are the original indigenous, natural, divine, ancient empire state of Morocco and the de jure Moorish American National Republic federal government. We hereby exercise all sovereign rights at this time and at all points in time, non-pro-tonque. We are the most ancient sovereign court, both at heaven and at earth. Again, this is Moorish thought with Dr. Bay, here to share knowledge, wisdom, over and understanding into the science of self. All right, fam, we're going to start out with the reading of the Moorish Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Okay, we'll be reading from chapter 41, Holy Instructions from the Prophet in Constancy. Okay, and then as we read, we're going to share a measure. Okay, and the most important part of this demonstration, because I had a revelation, I had a download, the Most High Mother and Father spoke to my heart, put something on my heart that I want to share because it's very valuable to my family, it's very valuable to me, and I would like to go straight to that instruction in chapter 41, Holy Instruction from the Prophet in Constancy. And it reads like this. Instruction 9. Establish unto thyself principles of action, and see that thou ever act according to them. Okay, I'm going to start out like this. Because, when you have visions, when you have revelations, it comes down a certain way that you don't always remember. And it didn't come down by way of this chapter, but certain things in this chapter express what was revealed to me. And what I wish to share is a scenario. imagine a sister, okay, who gets high or drinks alcohol, okay? The point is, she's up under a mind-altering substance on a daily basis, okay? Now, this woman is a woman who works, you know what I'm saying? She has children, you know, that she provides for on a physical level. I just want to be specific, you know, so we can get this picture right, okay? She sleeps around, okay? If she don't sleep around, whoever she's sleeping with, she's not committed to, okay? And she has potential, okay, to be who she want to be. You know what I'm saying? She could do nails. She could work at a factory. She could even work for a law firm as a secretary, you know, but she has money coming in. However, let me paint this picture. You got this sister who's functioning on a daily basis with a mind-altering substance or liquid, you know, substance, you know, liquid or solid, okay? Which substance relaxes the mind. Understand, marijuana relaxes the mind. Most substances that you take is going to put you in a state of ease, relaxation. Let's get that out of the way first, okay? You're relaxed, okay? Most people smoke, pop their pills, or do what they do before work. How much sense does that make? How much sense does it make to go to work, to go do a task that requires you to be alert and focused, but yet you're ingesting something that's relaxing you? Don't make sense, do it. Okay, just want to point that out first. Okay. What I want you to recognize in this sister is that anytime you are up under a mind-influencing substance, you're not functioning within your highest potential. You're not functioning to your fullest capacity because your mind is altered. There's an alteration, okay? So it's not normal. It's not a normal function. It's altered, okay? It's like putting the wrong gas in your car. What's gonna happen? It's gonna cause a malfunction. It's not designed to function up under that type of gas. It functions up under unleaded. So you gotta put unleaded in order for it to function properly, okay? So, in this mind-altering substance that this woman is taking, it's gonna adversely, okay, because the mind is relaxed and the mind is trying to function normally. So it creates resistance, friction, which produces confusion. So she's gonna have confusion amongst her children because there's confusion in her mind through the mind-altering substance. She's gonna have confusion in her job. She's gonna have confusion in her community. She's gonna have confusion around her friends. She's gonna have confusion with the guy that she's dating. Now, let me be specific about this guy in this scenario. How can a woman whose mind is altered, who's sleeping around with a guy that she don't know his first name. She don't know his middle name. She don't know his last name. She don't know who his mama is, who his daddy is, who his brothers and sisters are. She don't know nothing about this guy, but she's having sexual intercourse with him. You know what I'm saying? Now, overstand and understand, when you up on a mind-altering substance, it affects your body in a certain kind of way. In the way it affects your body, it makes your body crave. Like weed, you get the munchies. You know what I'm saying? And like other alcohol, makes you want to eat sometime. You know what I'm saying? And it also enhances your sexual appetite. Let's keep it real. Okay? When you get up on the mind-altering drug, one of the main things people do is have sex. Okay? So here it is, this sister, this female, is up on a mind-altering substance, having sex pretty much with a stranger, a guy she met that looked good, dressed nice, probably got on brand new shoes or brand new shirt, might have some jewelry on. His presentation is satisfactory to her in her mind-altering state. And she is judging by the physical. Everything's physical. Okay? She operates strictly in the 120. Okay? Strictly physical. Okay? She ends up having a child by a man. This man that she don't know his first, middle, or last name. You know what I'm saying? She don't know who his mommy is, who his daddy is, who his brother and sister is. You know what I'm saying? And she might know one or two of these things. Okay? Now, how does the child supposed to turn out? You see what I'm saying? How much did she consider with this child now that she's pregnant? And then what logic is it to continue to have the child? And I'm not promoting abortions, okay? I'm saying your thinking, which wasn't logical or reasonable for you even to make it this far being pregnant. You know what I'm saying? There's no responsibility that she has shown in any of her decision making. You know what I'm saying? She started out not in her right mind, with an alteration in her mind. You see what I'm saying? Not thinking straight, not seeing straight, not over understanding with clarity. Okay? Because once you're up on the influence, you're being influenced by that substance. It means you lost all reasoning, or a majority of it. Okay? Now, you got a sister that's working, you know what I'm saying? Let's say she has no children, okay? But this sister reads, okay? She studies, she investigates, you know what I'm saying? And she allowed the knowledge that she gained to shape and mold her. It means she's in control, she's stable, she has a clear mind, she's focused, you know what I'm saying? She understands that her truest value is within herself, building her character, adhering to her principles, you know what I'm saying? And standing on morals, which is a code of conduct, okay? Now, when she seeks a man, what does she look for? Okay? She don't care too much about how he's dressed, even though it plays a factor. What she's looking for is certain or similar mental characteristics. You know what I'm saying? Like, is he patient? Is he stable? You know what I'm saying? Is he firm when he speaks? You know what I'm saying? Is he considerate? Does he have a loving disposition? You know what I'm saying? Is he kind? Is he greedy? You know what I'm saying? or is he willing to give because he got it like that? You know what I'm saying? Does he study? Does he read? Does he have good character? Okay? You know, this is what she looked for first, because this is what's most valuable to her, because that's what's most valuable within her. You know what I'm saying? She realizes that from having value within herself, she can see value in other people. So when she chooses this man and she eventually lays down with this man, she knows this man first, middle, and last name. She knows his solar return. She knows his born date. She knows his mama. She knows his daddy. You know what I'm saying? She knows his family. She made it her business to get to know these things about this man before she shared her body. You know what I'm saying? You know. So when she lays down with this man, and of course she gonna lay down with the man after they make a commitment to each other. And commitment was in the process of them getting to know each other and seeing what they got in common. You know what I'm saying? What their compatibility level is. And she's seen it was sufficient. So when she lays down with this man, she knows who she laying down with. And she knows that this is right for her family, meaning herself, her children, you know what I'm saying, and her man, okay? Which, if the children take on the mama's characteristic or the daddy's characteristic, it's going to allow the children to be successful easily, okay? Because that's how wealthy the woman started out. That's how valued she has invested in herself. You know what I'm saying? And that value spread outward. You know what I'm saying? Now, the difference in these two different women is obvious, right? Okay. So I'm going to read this instruction, and we're going to keep in mind these two different scenarios, and we're going to elaborate further. Okay, I just thought that, so let's do it that way. At least I got out the gist of what I want to say. Now I'm going to build on top of it in reference to how we function in our society. Okay, but we're going to use the Quran to guide us. This particular chapter that I just read, instruction 9 from. Okay, again, chapter 41, holy instructions from the prophet in constancy. Instruction 1. Nature urgeth thee to inconstancy, O man, therefore guard thyself at all times against it. Okay. Inconstancy is simply being inconsistent. In anything you do, you want to be consistent. Okay? Because consistency, I'm just going to say it's reliability. Okay? If a person is not consistent, then you can't depend on that person to pretty much get anything done. Okay? Because the objective is to accomplish something. And if you're not consistent in accomplish, like working, if you're not consistent in working, then you're not going to be able to maintain your bills. You're not going to be able to maintain your rent, your food, and other necessities that you need in the household, okay? So that's how important consistency is. But the lesson here is nature, your nature urges you to inconstantly. In other words, there's a pull. There's always a pull that's pulling you from being consistent, okay? And it says, therefore, guard thyself at all times against it. So every day when you wake up, your nature gonna pull you towards being inconsistent, okay? Every day. It means every day you gotta wake up with a drive, with a determination to stay consistent. It's an effort and an energy that you got to exert to avoid getting pulled into inconstancy, being inconsistent. Inconsistency gonna cause you to lose out. Consistency gonna guarantee you that bag. You know what I'm saying? Just for example, gonna guarantee you that success. Because it ain't always about the physical, fam. You got 120 physical, 120 mental. The mental is very important. Without the mind, you can't do nothing. It's the mind that you got to use every day to wake up to guard yourself against inconsistency, inconstancy. Okay? So the mind is very, very valuable. That 240 degrees that you've been missing all your life, you got to obtain to establish what you never had. It's waiting for you. It's available. You know what I'm saying? It's an option. It's just waiting on you to choose it. Okay? And then you got another 120 that makes the 360, which is spiritual, which is really all things start with spirit, because all things are supposed to start with life and not death. Even though a lot of us been handed death and we've been working with death, you know what I'm saying, and we never experienced life. So hopefully I can inspire, motivate, and encourage you to start operating from life and not death. Death is physical. Spirit is life. Okay? Keep that in mind. Instruction 2. Thou art from the womb of thy mother. Again, thou art from the womb of thy mother.